Welcome again to our weekly BPO Research End User Snapshot Review. We're once again looking at answers we got when surveying office technology users and asking whether their print and copy habits were affected by working from home during the pandemic. We wondered whether specific generation groups gave different answers. The responses we got may surprise you. 70% of millennials said they printed or copied more or at least the same amount at home during the pandemic than when in the office. That's higher than either Gen Z or boomers. 42% of boomers said they did the same amount of printing and copying at home than in the office. Only 8% said they had increased. Gen Z had less than half say they did more or stayed the same. Not surprisingly, this was the group that had the highest percentage saying they did less. What becomes even more interesting is looking at those answering they never use a printer or copier in the office or at home. Only 8% of millennials answered this way. Gen Z was more than twice as high, but boomers had the highest percentage answering this way. What all this suggests is that millennials are more dependent on print and copying than boomers. Conventional wisdom has been that millennials are more digitally native and non-print focused than boomers, so this was a surprise. Some of the differences between generations, especially in the never use a printer or copier in the office or home, could be due to the position a person has at a company, with boomers occupying more of the C-level positions than the millennials or Gen Z. Next week, we'll look at that. Well, that's a wrap for this week. Remember, go to www.theimagingchannel.com and www.workflowotg.com to always get the latest on what's really happening in the imaging channel and in workflow solutions. I'll see you again at next week's End User Snapshot Review.